the Himmerha and the Galway Jack Canning. Jack, congratulations, an epic battle. How good does it feel to be an All-Ireland champion?
Absolutely unreal. This is why we start hurling for these days. We started under 8, under 6s, and this is what it's all about. Coming to Croke Park and winning All-Irelands. This is why we do it.
You had the worst possible start, a goal conceded, I think, after 8 seconds in the first half. What was said at half-time? You came out with a blistering start, and you with 2-2 here in the second half.
Yeah, I suppose I had a terrible first half myself, but the boys stuck to the guns and they done it well and fought hard. And sure, they said at half-time, just reset, keep hitting hard, get the tackles, hooks, blocks in, the whole lot. And sure, lucky enough now it worked out in the end for us.
And a word for Cork, I mean, a fantastic battle, and they went down fighting.
Oh, great team, Cork. They're mighty out throughout all the field. You know, down the years we played them, they were the best team, and lucky enough now we turned out the best today, so thank God for that.
Cóhordagus like Jack Canning, left the Himmer and Shutra Nona, agus a Priavaimanuk ESB, Pat O'Doherty and Shaw, Le Gradam left the Himmer of Run Air.
Shamashin put good dramaturg and Galway agus Mara Lutheran Tus Anavaga Cork in the good deal Fnacht Leshagus Hunter Nash trade Jack Canning. The Hush Hagus Tarnala near the Vent Cork Henning Nog and finish on playing in playing for the Wood Remission Vadle Hammer Bed next. Alvin Law Krug Dan Morris is Tranona nach der Brian Turnbull ach dan Chica Kroger Lena Choremanson agus SA and Captain Pococh and so agus Three Chéile mar dort is tuis gestocht nach Tilte igen meine weg wie Trosachko agus in weg 8 second catche nur der Timeschick Brian Turnbull cool the Corkings and nach near Hirshin the Galig
Lighted again a second championship in 3 years.
Yeah, look, huge performance from the lads, 7 points down, again showed a huge amount of character to fight back. We made a lot of switches there after 20 minutes trying to get the matchups right. And in fairness to the lads, look, we come up today, we stopped them Whitehall and I told them at different times the baton was going to be dropped to the ground. This is, at some stage, each one of you have to pick up that baton and just keep going to the end and get us to top the mountain, that's what they did.
And tell us, at half-time you were 3 points down. At one stage in the second half you were 5 up, so that was a massive swing. That third quarter obviously was what sealed it for you, but how were you able to make those adjustments and what did you say to the players at half-time to get them to react?
Look, we're going to sit down with them and said, look, the middle third again, the breaking ball in particular, they weren't aggressive on enough. We obviously knew the threat of Turnbull and Sheehan, like I thought the boys tied them down, providing the boys are doing their jobs out the field. We told them that the maroon wave is about to come after half-time with the Galway support, and that wave is going to turn into a tsunami, and by Christ, it was a tsunami.
They certainly did. They came in good and early. Your county colleague here, Cathal Moore, has a question.
Jeffrey, I'm just wondering there, just at half-time, up to that, the possession had all been gone into Turnbull and it had gone into Sheehan. How did you made changes, you alluded to it already, but what exactly did you do, I suppose, to get the supply going into Jack Canning that wasn't going there in the first half?
Look, we just asked them for a better performance in the second half to get them more focused and tuned in. You know, it's just about mindset, Cathal, really, and attitude. You know, they got to be totally focused on that breaking ball, and that's what they did. When it starts the second half, we got a goal. You get them a huge surge of energy. I know Cork came back and got a point, but I thought we took over really for 20 minutes. I don't know how many wides we had. I think we had 4 or 5 wides max.
You had nine actually, Jeffrey. Yeah, a couple of chances. But look, that was always going to happen with the pressure in the second half. But I think around the midfield area, you really took over.
Conor Fahey did a great job on Turnbull. You know, Aaron Connery, and that in particular, when you stopped that supply there going into him. It was early the winner of the game, really. Fahey kind of stood up. He got man-to-man with him. And look, that's the great thing about Croke Park, really. You know, there's no hiding place for anybody. But look, I'm just delighted with the lads, delighted performance. Some 9 months, some turnaround in 12 months after getting to see the 7 goals here against Tip. With a hard winter, a lot of soul searching, and we came back.
Jeffrey Donogady here, just congratulations. Just one question really, you know, you didn't score for last, was it 13-14 minutes? How much of a sweat was that for you on the sideline as manager from a winning position like where you were 5 points up originally?
Look, you know yourself, we had the scores on the board. There was a question of just work rate after that. We had chances to kind of seal it, we didn't. But I knew Cork were tiring badly, you know, and it's amazing when you have your home support here, the difference that'll make. We put Donald Mannion in behind the half-back line the last 4 or 5, 10 minutes as well, just to tie it up. And we knew if the ball was going to be stopped, going into Turnbull, you were halfway there really, because the scores weren't coming out the field if Connery wasn't scoring them.
Jeffrey, I just want to ask you finally, this is the final minor championship at under 18. It moves to under 17 next year. Does it make it that bit more special to have won the last of this one?
Definitely, yeah. You know, look, as a county minor for us over the last 20 years, we've really taken over. Matty Murphy was before me, obviously he won 6 titles. John Hardiman before that, you know, has won 2. You know, and look, underage hurling in Galway is always going to be producing hurlers. The biggest fault for us is the game side of it at minor and 21. And if that structure changes, you know, then you'll see better hurlers coming onto their senior team in a couple of years.
Can I just ask you on that, do you expect to see Galway competing either in Leinster or in a round robin at underage next year? I know it's being discussed at Special Congress at the end of the month.
I expect a round robin, Micheál, and 21 hopefully will go straight into Leinster.
All right, we'll see how that goes. But Cohorda a reach that Jeffrey, Agus Gurmagad, that's Lartling and Sahara Lauren you. Okay, so Besha Shin Simul Fekon Donal Mahenchi the Staka and Theodore Ella could he crave lion.
Open season game time today, so if we can get 3 every year, you know, we've been in a good place.
It's a massive experience for lads. Gives them an opportunity, you know, when they come back here, that it's not unknown territory for them when they're coming back, maybe at under 21 or senior level more realistically. And from that point of view, it's all about giving them experience and taking them on to the next level. You know, you'd love to have the silver with it. Obviously, we're gutted we haven't won that today. But look, you know, it's Galway's day, and congratulations to Galway.
And Galway captain Darren Morrissey lifted the trophy for Galway after the game, after this 2-point win for the tribesmen.
Yeah, well done to Darren and the Galway lads. It was tough in Cork. There were talking points there about a goal at either end. The Galway one was allowed, the Cork one wasn't. Let's look at them. Eddie, take us through the Galway one first of all.
Yeah, look, I think my understanding of the rule is that you cannot be in the square before the ball lands. However, you can kind of jump in and connect on the ball, and we've seen, I think Henry has done it a few times, but for me here, young Canning jumps outside the square and fetches the ball, so for me that's good because he's not in the square when the ball is there. So
his feet are in the air,
I felt, and it's a good catch and a good finish in tight pressure. And then we contrast that at the other ends, as the ball is flighted in, for me the Cork attacker is well in the square long before the ball lands, and it's a sublime finish unfortunately. But I think what you have to look at here is where the ball is here. We stop it here. The ball is still, you know, well off landing, and he's in the square. So he's there before the ball is in and goes deeper into the square.
What did you say about it, Dalo?
Yeah, I think, you know, in real time it was hard to judge, and I happened to be beside Sean McMahon, my old teammate, and we said, sure, what's he supposed to do? Let the goalie catch it? But when you see it again, like, I think it's Robert Downey, he was in there a bit too soon, but I think there were 2 great minor teams. I thought they were the standout. I know Eddie thinks probably Kilkenny should have been there as well. But look, I was involved in the Limerick Minors this year, and you know, we had ran Tipperary very close and we're still in it, and we brought them up to Gort to take on Galway, and Jeff Lenski has done a great job now, 2 All-Irelands in 3 years, but I rang John Cummins to make sure 2 full teams now we're going with here, and it wasn't pretty from a Limerick point of view, and I said, by God, if they get... And the big thing for them is then always, because they're coming in cold, but they got clear, and then they got over the Kilkenny game, and then they were more ready for today, and it showed. And Cork got the goals at the right times, but they came back every time and deserved champions.
2-1 in a space of a few minutes.
Turnbull, brilliant for Cork again. He's something else to look forward to. But Jack Canning, what a day for the Cannings.
Exactly, yeah. All right then, well, let's move on, because the big talking points of the night are still to come on our extended programme. We'll be naming the Sunday game Team of the Year coming up after these.